Hey you, frozen on the couch with your phone in hand. Have you ever stopped to wonder why everyone in old photographs looks like they just bit into a sour lemon? Serious faces, piercing eyes, zero teeth showing. It's like smiling was invented in the 21st century. Welcome to Voice of Conflicts. We're about to uncover a mystery that fascinates historians, photographers, and even crazy dentists. This isn't some dry art history class. It's an epic hunt for cultural secrets, tricky technology, and social codes that'll make you laugh or cry nervously. Ever wondered if your great-grandparents were really grumpy or if the camera betrayed them? Stick around, because the first secret is going to burst your bubble of happy selfies. Don't skip, don't pause. The hype is just beginning, and the plot twist is bigger than a daguerreotype. Let's rewind time, but with a punch to the gut. Picture 1839, the birth of photography. Louis Daguerre, the French wizard, unveils his invention, and the world goes wild. But snapping a photo, get ready to wait. Minutes, yep. Exposures of 10 to 15 minutes, sometimes more. Try smiling that long without twitching your cheeks. You'll look like a melting clown. Light was weak. Plates were as sensitive as wet tissue paper, and any movement blurred everything. People posed like Greek statues, biting nails or using iron supports to stay still. The result? Tense faces, closed mouths. Historians say that by 1845, the tech improved to seconds, but the habit stuck like glue. E9FDA. Imagine the drama. Entire families frozen, kids tied down, all for the perfect image. But hold on tight, that's just the tip of the iceberg. The real villain wasn't the slow shutter. It was the art that came before it. Get ready for the next round. Jump to the Renaissance, centuries before the click. Painters like Rembrandt and Van Eyck painted kings, nobles, and merchants with expressions like, "I'm important, don't mess with me." Smile? Why bother? It was a sign of weakness, madness, or drunkenness. Think of tavern scenes with drunks laughing, not royal halls. Photography inherited that stiff suit. Daguerre and Talbot looked up to the masters and copied their serious, dignified, eternal vibe. Experts say the lack of smiles came straight from that pictorial tradition, where a portrait was a symbol of status, not a happy meme. B10F2FFFD4731. Imagine you spend a fortune on a portrait and you smile, show bad teeth or look foolish. In Victorian courts it was worse. Queens posed like stoic goddesses. But wait, what about the dentists? Everyone blames rotten teeth, right? Spoiler, that's a myth. Let's bust it in the next act with facts that'll leave your jaw hanging open. Okay, tea break or turbo coffee, because things are speeding up. Many swear smiles vanished because of zero dental hygiene. Cavities, tobacco, rare but destructive sugar. Partly true, teeth were bad, yes, and showing them was taboo like flashing dirty underwear. But studies show that was secondary. The main issue was formality. 589F9. Think of the Georgian era. Wide smiles in party paintings, but portraits, stone face. And in 19th century America, immigrants posed seriously to send photos home. Proof of success, not a joke. True stories. Abraham Lincoln, the most photogenic grouch ever, smiled in paintings, but never in photos. Why? Presidential dignity. But hold on, what about kids? Sometimes they smiled, blurry but visible, proving the issue was control, not humor. The hype's building, because culture is the real mastermind villain. Enter society. In the 19th century, smiling was for children, fools, or the lower class. Serious adults showed maturity, intelligence, emotional control. Freud before Freud. In Victorian England, etiquette guides said, "A smile is vulgar, save it for your intimates." 12U 261. Photography was rare, expensive, a luxury, like a living funeral. People wore their best clothes, sat for hours and smile. It looked fake, forced, like bad acting. Iconic examples: The Lincoln family in 1846, all stone-faced. Queen Victoria hated photos, but posed like a statue. And in France, same deal. Daguerre sold the noble portrait. But here's the plot twist. In informal studios, rare smiles appear, like an 1840 daguerreotype of a young woman faintly grinning. Proof they could, but didn't want to. Could you pose that long? Stay tuned. The 20th century is about to shock you. Jump to the 1920s. Portable cameras, the Kodak Brownie democratizes photography. Exposures, seconds. Tech solved, but smiles, still rare. Why? Culture stuck like glue. During the Great Depression, family photos looked resilient, not joyful. D9F DC, the 1950s. Hollywood smiled, but family portraits. Parents posed like generals. Smiling was childish or weak. Barbed 5 ads showed smiling families, but formal portraits? Nope. Wild story. In 1940, a US studio offered a smile option for extra. Few took it. And Hollywood, stars like Marilyn smiled, but presidents like Eisenhower, stoic. What changed? Toothpaste ads in the 1960s. White teeth became status. Smiles became sales. But before that, taboo. Hyperalert. Let's hunt down rare photos that broke the rule. Time for the hunt. Forbidden smiling photos. 1840s USA, a couple in a daguerreotype, he with a half-smile, rarer than gold, or 1850s Africa, explorers with locals laughing blurred by exposure. 4cc 901. In colonial India, Maharajas smiled in informal poses. Proof, culture varied. Latins smiled earlier, influenced by festive customs. But in the West, rigid. Epic anecdote. Julia Margaret Cameron, a Victorian photographer, captured dreams with soft, almost smiling expressions, artistic rebellion. And Mark Twain, he joked, photographs make me look foolish, so I stay serious. Contained laughter. But imagine the pain. False teeth made of ivory, extracted from the living, real pain, no joke. Would you smile through that? Next level. Myths busted, and what this all says about us. Myth time. Everyone had bad teeth? Nah. Elites had expensive dentures, but hid them out of vanity. 8A5997C. It was just the tech? Nope. Tech improved by the 1880s, but smiles lagged behind. Culture changed everything. Yes, but slowly. The 1970s brought happy selfies with Polaroids. Today, filters fake perfect smiles. But think, those serious faces. Pride, not sadness. Family stories. Your grandma posing in 1950, stern as a judge. That was strength, not coldness. Celebs. Chaplin smiled on screen, but in photos, mixed. The hype? These faces didn't lie. They performed identity. But if they had smiled, maybe the world would have felt lighter. Dive deeper. Preservation and legacy incoming. Preservation. Old photos fade, but rare smiles shine. Museums like the Getty restore daguerreotypes revealing subtle expressions, almost a young Lincoln smile. Legacy. Without those norms, without that contrast, imagine a Victorian Instagram, pure chaos. But seriously, photography shaped how we see emotion. Studies show serious faces still convey confidence, even on LinkedIn today. Fun fact, in the 1890s, forced smile jokes appeared in cartoons, mocking stiffness. And globally, Japan's samurai portraits echoed honor. In Africa, tribal ceremonies showed laughter. Cultural contrasts explode the myth of universality. Addicted yet? Because next, the 20th century in full color, from Depression to Beatles. 1930s, 50s, harsh economy, smiles a luxury, migration photos, dust bowl, faces hardened by life, not camera. EF832A, but rebellion brews, jazz clubs, candid shots, catching laughter, the birth of street photography. 1960s, revolution, hippies smile, Vietnam mixes irony and sorrow. Colgate ads say, smile, white teeth win. Boom, smiles become the norm. But remnants linger. 1980s formal photos still serious in parts of the world. Today, Africa and Asia blend both. Global selfie culture unites. Reflection. The no smile was armor against vulnerability. In uncertain times, serious, stars strong. But what about you? Does your profile photo smile or pose? The plot thickens with the science of emotion. Science enters. Psychologists say smiling activates zygomatic muscles, but suppressing them triggers stress, hence the tension. 46D4AA neuroscience shows serious faces read as more trustworthy in Western cultures. But by the 2010s, studies proved ancient smiles existed in informal contexts, just lost in formal archives. Treasure hunt time. AI apps now smilify old portraits, hilarious but educational. And dentists? Evolution. Fluoride in the 1940s saved teeth, bringing smiles back. But culturally, the shift came from media. TV laugh tracks, magazine covers with grins. Imagine, no smiles, no emojis. Final hype rising. What did we lose with those stone faces? Losses and gains. We lost spontaneity, gained depth. Those gazes, they tell stories of endurance. Immigrants, freed slaves posing proudly serious. 59A502. We learned a lesson. Photos don't capture souls, they suggest them. Today, with 1.8 billion photos snapped daily on Instagram, we face a happiness overload. The old ones, authentic in their seriousness. Anecdote. Someone's great-grandfather on Reddit, stern in photo but his diary full of jokes. BB98E1. Modern restoration apps reveal wrinkles of almost smiles. The future, augmented reality adding smiles to history. Wild. But pause, what does that say about humanity? From Niepce to TikTok, we've evolved from stone to shine. Deep reflection, why didn't they smile? It wasn't misery, it was performance, power, patience, presence. Tech forced it, art shaped it, culture sealed it. Today we smile compulsively. Happiness burnout. Those old photos ground us. Emotion is a spectrum, not just teeth. They whisper, we survived serious but lived full. And you, next photo, smile or pose deep, they change the world, from proof of status to daily diary. Without the no smile, we'd never value the now. Hype peak, it doesn't end, it inspires.